Every time there is a word associated with it, constructive feedback. It's never said feedback. Feedback has to be constructive so that you learn and improve. And that feedback itself is termed as evaluation in Toastmasters. How do we evaluate? We are going to see now.
Workshop done by a very known face of our Division C. A Toastmaster since May 2019, club coach, Triple Crown awardee in May 2023, have taken various ex-com roles in her club like President, VPE, VPM, Club Treasurer, Secretary. I think she has covered almost all of them. Okay. Currently an L4 innovative planning, passionate for open source products and loves to explore many such. Off the work, a tech blogger who loves to create videos on public speaking. Put your hands together for Vidita Kare.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So let's begin to talk about the topic, effective and encouraging evaluation. Before I begin and dive into the topic, I want to understand the demographics of audience here. How many of you have been a Toastmaster since a year? 0 to 1 year. One hand, 2, 3, 4, like 6 months, 5 months, something like that. Yourself. And how many of you have been Toastmasters for 3 to 5 years? 1, 2. Okay. I see a raise of hand there as well. Okay, so now I know my audience. When you hear the word evaluation, what all adjectives do you associate with it? Anyone? What adjective? Simple.
Excellent.
Excellent. So someone said excellent. Yeah. Please keep it coming.
Wonderful. Marvelous.
Encouraging.
Encouraging. Absolutely. Can you just
Marvelous.
marvelous?
Inspirational.
Inspirational. Right.
Amazing.
These are the words I was looking for.
Impressive.
Please.
Impressive.
Impressive. Okay.
Effective.
Effective. Right. So as I mentioned in my slide also, the two adjectives were already in the title of today's workshop. Effective and encouraging. Nobody is here to judge you or be overly critical. And that's what we got from the answers. CRC, someone said, what could be the full form of CRC? Commendations, recommendations, and then again commendations. Commendations are you're trying to highlight the best part of the speech about the speaker, what he said. Whenever you start giving feedback to someone, you always highlight the good points of that particular speech or that particular topic of conversation that you're having with your colleague. It could be on skill, it could be on delivery, it could be on vocal variety, anything. And then comes the recommendations. Now, giving recommendations has to be in a very positive way. Because if you are just throwing the bullets like this, no one is going to take it. We all have 2 ears. You listen from here and throw out from the other ears. So, how you package your recommendation plays a key role in giving an effective and encouraging evaluation. And then comes the summary part where you again would like to highlight the high points of the speech so that you leave the speaker with a good taste in his mouth. Now, whenever you order a sandwich, if you're having too much of salad in it and no bread on the top and bottom, you're not going to digest it. You need that right amount of your salad or your filling and the top and the bottom covering to make it a perfect sandwich, to make it a perfect meal for yourself. And that's how we give the evaluation. Now CRC, as I mentioned initially, commendation, recommendation package between commendations. This C is basically again summary, where you try to highlight or give the gist again in 30 seconds. Now when we start the speech with commendations, the best practice is at least 3. Minimum 3 you have to give. So you have to applaud the speaker to have the courage, first of all, to nominate themselves to write a speech, then write it, practice it with their peers or in front of a mirror, and then finally coming here. There have been times with me where I completely memorized my script, but when I came on the stage, I was blank. My hands were really cold and my feet were shaking. So whoever is coming on the stage, you have to always keep these points in the back of your head and then give the commendations. You have to understand from speaker's point of view. So always, I would mention, always give at least 3 commendations. Then comes the R. As a best practice, again it's a best practice, keep your recommendations to a maximum of 2. Maximum of 2 when you are presenting in front of the audience. If you really feel, because you always get a sheet, right? You can make notes in your sheet. If you really feel that there are more than 2 or 3 or 4 in your sheet, please refrain yourself from stating that in front of an audience. Give 2, the major ones, which you feel that these are the major things the speaker should improve. And if there are more than 2, after the meeting is over, you can present that sheet to the speaker one-to-one and tell that, okay, these are the major 2 points that you have to improve, which I mentioned. Also, additionally, if you can try and work on these 2 as well, it will be for your own benefit. Now, in 2 to 3 minutes, you can give 1 minute to 1 minute 15 seconds of commendations. Depending on how fast or how slow you speak, you can change your pace accordingly. So 1 to 1:15 minutes, you can give your good commendations. Very easily, you can cover 3 points, 3 major highlights of a speech of 5 minutes. Then for the remaining 45 seconds to 1 minute, you can give a recommendation. Since recommendation has to be 2 maximum, you can try to say it in this much of time. And then comes your summary, which is again 30 seconds to 45 seconds of summary. That can be called as commendation. So this is how you pack all your points. And another important point that I would like to highlight for recommendation is give examples. Don't just say that your body language was not good. This is not going to help the speaker at all. What do you want me to improve in body language? The speaker will think. Do you want me to use a lot of hand gestures, or do you want me to move across the stage so that I can cover this side of audience and this side of audience, or do you want me to improve my eye contact? Because these are the important factors. If you do not say that and just say your body language was not good, it is not going to help the speaker at all. So my best suggestion to you is give maximum 2 recommendations with examples. If you feel the speaker's audio vocal variety is not up to the mark, give examples. When you are giving recommendations, change your voice. Modulate your voice in such a way that the speaker understands what you are saying. That is the main objective. So, 2 recommendations with examples. Here I have put some best practices of writing down the notes. So, some of you raised your hands and said that you have contested in evaluation contest. So, can any one of you tell me how many minutes do you get in hand to write your evaluation notes? Raise your hands, don't tell the answer. Unlisteners. I need maybe a new person or a new Toastmaster, if at all they know. Okay, so yeah, the right answer is 5 minutes. So speaker is coming on stage and delivering a speech of 5 to 7 minutes. You all get 5 good minutes to write your evaluation note. Do you think it is enough or it is less? Enough?
The more you struggle, it will be struggle.
Okay, so someone who is very new, do you think, ma'am, 5 minutes is enough?
Yeah.
Okay, right now when you were doing the activity of making a story, 5 minutes were enough for you?
For prep, I guess it takes more time compared to evaluation.
Okay.
Why
Alright.
don't you mean that 5 minutes, whatever we are getting? I mean, is it part while the speaker is giving his speech, or is it post?
Post. I think because it's a new movement.
Yeah, I'll
explain the
that's
structure.
that's the doubt I had.
Yeah, please. So, the answer we got from DTM Abhishekta is 5 minutes. That's the right answer. Now, I'll explain. There was a question from Pawan, right? The question is that when the speaker is speaking, can I also take notes at that time, or is that time also considered? So the answer is yes, you can take notes in that time, but additionally you get 5 more minutes to write down your notes, because when the speaker is speaking, you are writing notes in random order, but when you have to actually speak, you make a proper note. And now let's move on to what are the important points to keep in mind when writing evaluation notes. The first thing that I mentioned, and that has to be always in your mind, as I told earlier, the speaker has taken the courage to come on the stage. So the idea is that person should learn and improve, no fault finding. So the way of writing your evaluation should be encouraging and not imperative. Don't throw sentences with a very strong keywords, right? And obviously, with your experience, you can give a more constructive feedback. You can say that if I would have been at your place, I would have done this like this. That is a more personalized approach of telling someone. Because how do you talk to your peers, or how do you talk to your colleagues in office? You say, if I would have been at your place, I would have done this. I think, in my opinion, it should have been done in this way. So try to always use a very personalized way of addressing the speaker. Okay, now quickly, do you think the scale of evaluating a new Toastmaster versus a DTM should be same? No. Okay. So what should be different for a new or budding Toastmaster versus an expert speaker?
For expert speaker, we can use acronym-based approach.
Right.
But for a novice speaker,
Right.
we should follow the traditional approach of CRC.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great answer, Ayush. And that's what I mentioned. No one size fits all. You have to understand the speaker at what level, what is his or her confidence, how comfortable the person is on stage, and then customize your feedback accordingly. So for a new speaker, you can give some basic points like what is your speech structure, because in the initial days, the major struggle is to write a good 5 to 7 minutes of speech. I am seeing people smiling in the audience because I can relate to you. 5 to 7 minute speech, I have to write a strong or catchy opening, I have to have my body, and I have to conclude. So give recommendations on those points. And then how do you use stage and preparedness, the confidence, basic points. But for an expert speaker who is in this Toastmasters for 4 to 5 years, or who has completed one pathway, who's already been a DTM, you can give advanced feedback points. For example, how good is the speaker in narrating a story? How is he or she emoting the expressions? How is the intensity coming out on his or her performance? These are the points you evaluate for an advanced speaker. If no questions, I would hand it over back the stage to our MC of the day, Toastmaster Shilpa. Thank you.
Thank you. Say loudly, wasn't it an amazing session?
Yes.
Isn't it a great experience to be here and hearing her session out?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Again, the yes was low, but I would say yes on behalf of everyone. I definitely have a micless voice, so I speak on behalf of you all. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Vidita. This has been one of the most informative sessions. And how many of you would watch her podcast or read her blogs? Okay, many people. I thought I'm going to put people on spot, but I see very positive audience. There you go. So your viewers are going to have a good number of encouraging count now. But more than that, we all are looking forward to learn.